Hello, students, and welcome. Have you ever wondered how a simple chemical reaction happening inside a tiny AA battery can power your remote control or your torch? Well, the answer lies in a classic chemistry setup that we are going to explore today. You see, this simple setup, which is called the Daniell cell, can generate about 1.1 volts of electricity. But the real question is, how? How does this chemistry actually create an electrical current? Let's find out. To really understand this properly, we are going to break it down. We'll start with the basics of what a galvanic cell is, then use a simple analogy to make it stick, and then we will see exactly how it works in practice, right down to the batteries you use every day. So, let's get started. First up, what exactly is a galvanic cell? Let us get to the core idea. Okay, think of it this way. Some chemical reactions just want to happen. They are spontaneous, and when they do, they release energy. A galvanic cell is simply a clever device that captures that released energy and turns it into a flow of electricity. Now, for your exams, this is the definition to remember. It is a device where a spontaneous redox reaction produces electrical energy. The key word here you must remember is spontaneous. And it is very crucial not to confuse this with an electrolytic cell. Remember it like this. Galvanic cells give you power from a reaction that happens on its own, while electrolytic cells take power to force a reaction to happen. So you see, that idea of spontaneity is really the key. To make this concept intuitive, let's use a simple analogy that you will not forget. Just imagine a downhill ski slope. The electrons are like skiers at the very top, at a place we call the anode, full of potential energy. They naturally, spontaneously want to slide downhill through the wire to the bottom, a place we call the cathode. This natural downhill movement, that is your electric current. Okay, so we have our downhill ski slope in mind. Now let's zoom in and see what is actually happening at the molecular level in our chemical reaction. We will build the picture of the Daniell cell step by step to see exactly how this works. Right, we start with two separate containers, or half cells. Pay attention to that copper sulfate solution on the right. It has a very distinct bright blue color. Because zinc is more reactive, it has a stronger tendency to lose electrons. This process, the loss of electrons, is called oxidation, and oxidation always happens at the anode. Now, the copper ions, which are floating in the solution, they are very eager to accept those electrons. This gain of electrons is called reduction. And remember that bright blue color from the beginning? As the blue copper ions turn into solid copper metal, the solution slowly starts to lose its color. This flow of electrons through the wire is what we can use to do work, like lighting up a small bulb or running a motor. And this part is absolutely essential, the salt bridge. You see, without it, charge would build up in the beakers and the whole process would just stop almost instantly. It's what completes the circuit and keeps the electricity flowing. Now, why does this matter so much outside the chemistry lab? Well, because this exact principle is what powers the world around us. This specific combination we just saw, the zinc and copper in the Daniell cell, it spontaneously produces a voltage of about 1.1 volts. The batteries in your remote control, your wall clock, or your flashlight, they are all just compact, cleverly designed galvanic cells working on this very same principle. And this is what is so brilliant about it. By choosing different chemicals, engineers can design batteries, like the common alkaline ones, to produce a specific, reliable voltage, in this case about 1.5 volts per cell. This is a very logical question. If the whole process just happens on its own, what could possibly make it stop? The key is that the cell is converting a finite amount of chemical energy into electrical energy. The chemicals are the fuel. When that fuel runs out, the reaction must stop, and the battery becomes dead. All right, let's pull everything together. For your exam, here are the absolute key ideas you need to remember. These are the 4 points to hold on to. The core idea of converting chemical to electrical energy, the mental picture of the Daniell cell, the simple analogy of the ski slope, and the real-world example of a common battery. From the earliest scientific experiments to the technology in our pockets, this simple principle of harnessing a natural chemical reaction to create power is fundamental. The real question is, how will we use this incredible power next? If you just remember the core idea, the ski slope analogy, and the battery in your remote, you will find this topic much easier to handle. All the best.